The road to the Party Poker and Mosconi Cup has brought us here to Moscow for important qualification events for Team Europe and Team USA on September's Off the Rail. Yes, welcome to Moscow, which has already hosted the Kremlin Cup this month and is currently hosting the Dream Challenge. I'm off to Baza Billiards Club to catch up with Jeremy Jones, and here's what else is coming up. We get the lowdown on the Dream Challenge from Jeremy Jones. We're at the Luzhniki Stadium as Tyler Styer takes on David Al-Kaidi for the Kremlin Cup. And the Team Europe rankings go down to the wire. So here we are at the Baza Billiards Club, where tonight we have the final day of the Dream Challenge. Team USA leading 7-5 over Russia. Jeremy Jones, the Team USA vice coach, is with me. Jeremy, what's the mood like in the camp right now?
Oh, it's good. Guys are very refreshed. It's been a long trip, but they look very positive. And considering the last 2 years we were behind going in the last day, it's a nice spot to be in.
It's a sign, isn't it, of the improvement Team USA have made over the last 12 months that they're having the lead tonight?
Yeah, and I don't know how he hides that cape, but SVB starting off the way he did, it really motivated the guys, and he's a guy to lean on. But yeah, as a whole effort, it's been great.
And of course, there's 6 players taking part in the Dream Challenge for Team USA, but only 5 will make it to Vegas, and they're giving you a very tough decision for yourself and Johan, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And we had a big win at the Kremlin Cup, so that's going to play as a big part of a decision, most likely. You can be honest about that. It's hard to ignore. But yeah, there's going to be some tough decisions, and our lineup today kind of reflects us wanting to get a few looks.
The guys still got a few things that they could do to earn a little bit of favour with you guys and to show you what they can do at the Mosconi Cup?
Oh, absolutely, and Johan and I are both paying very well attention. We're going to go back and look at some tapes before we make that 3rd and 4th selection. And then obviously we have the international left in Virginia before we make our last selection. So yeah, there's still a lot of input that we need and a lot to think about.
Well, as you said, there was a big win for Team USA at the Kremlin Cup. All 6 members of the squad and Jeremy yourself took part in that event, which took place last week and finished on Saturday at the Luzhniki Stadium. And our roving reporter Jake Asby was there for the final.
Hello, or Plivyet as they say in Russia. I'm in Moscow at the Kremlin Cup in the incredible Luzhniki Stadium as the race to the Party Poker Mosconi Cup reaches its end. It's finals day today and we've got a mouth-watering tie in the store. Tyler Styer, Mosconi Cup champion, looking to snap off his first major individual title, takes on David Al-Kaidi, reigning Whirlpool Masters champion, gunning for his 2nd Kremlin Cup title in the last 3 years. And with places in both Mosconi Cup teams up for grabs this November, it's certainly all to play for. A packed Luzhniki Stadium welcomed 2 Mosconi Cup champions to the floor as Tyler Styer and David Al-Kaidi prepared to face off with so much more than a title on the line. The young American who impressed so many last December in London's Alexandra Palace got off to the perfect start, racing into a 3-0 lead over Al-Kaidi with first to 8 the target in sight. While seemingly in control, the gritty determination of Spain's Al-Kaidi, which saw him lift his 2nd Whirlpool Masters title, came into play once more as he won 6 consecutive racks to move within 2 of victory. There were more twists to be had, however, with Al-Kaidi missing a straightforward 9-ball in the 10th rack, presenting Styer with a golden opportunity to get back into the tie. And despite Al-Kaidi getting to the hill first, it was America's young rising star who had the final say, sinking the winning 10-ball in a hill thriller, much to the delight of USA coach Johan Roysing watching from the stands. Well, what a final we had today here at the Kremlin Cup. I managed to catch up with the newly crowned champ Tyler Starr afterwards, and here's what he had to say. Tyler, you're the Kremlin Cup champion. How does that sound?
It feels really good. It was a long tournament.
You started off well, 3-0 against David in the final there. He came back. What was going through your mind when he went to 6-3?
Yeah, I made some silly mistakes, and then momentum switched a lot. Couldn't get a shot after the break after that kind of stuff happens, and then took my break, got some good words from Johan to kind of clear my head a little bit, and still lost the next 3 games. So I'm like, oh my God, right? And then I'm just like, the pressure's on him to finish it now, so I'm just going to try and play like I do in practice, and hopefully it works out. And he made some mistakes and took advantage of it.
In that 10th rack, he had a straightforward 9-ball that he missed to go 7-3 up. What was going through your mind at that point?
Yeah, I mean, he almost scratched off the 8, and I knew he had a long shot, and he was jacked up a little bit, so I knew there was a chance for him to miss it. And then thankfully I got a shot. You know, he didn't hook me or anything or leave it tough. But yeah, at that moment I'm like, all right, I got a chance. You know, he's feeling it a little bit just like I am. So he hides it pretty good. But once he made that mistake, I knew he was feeling it a little bit.
Do you think you learned a lot about yourself in your game, your mental strength in that situation to come back from that deficit, especially in alternate break as well?
A lot. My match with Stepanov yesterday actually helped a lot in that match because I also had a lead and came back from behind after I lost it again. So we played about a 3-hour race to 8. It was pretty crazy. But yeah, I learned a lot, and I'm just going to bring it with me to the next tournament.
Lots of trophies and medals around your neck now. Are you getting a taste for that?
Yeah, it feels nice, but I want to go back to the practice room.
Do you fancy your chances now for the Mosconi Cup after that win?
I think so, yeah. I'd like to thank Heath Manning with manningcues.com and his website diamondpooltables.com. Without him, I wouldn't even be here. Like, we have more of a friendship than a business relationship, so it's without him, I couldn't travel as much as I do. So I want to thank him. I want to thank Predator Cues as well. Mom and Dad back home, family and friends, girlfriend, Kayla. You know, thank you guys so much. I wouldn't be able to travel without you guys, so.
Jeremy, a great week there for Tyler, and you could see exactly how much that meant to him. Have you seen a difference in Tyler this week?
Oh, absolutely, and you know, it's going to breed confidence, that win, but he's been very humble about it. He knows that one good thing is we had another goal with the Dream Challenge right behind it, and that's more of team pool. So he got right back in the team spirit, which I thought was huge.
Well, of course, the Kremlin Cup wasn't just a big event for Team USA, it was also the penultimate ranking event for Team Europe. This is how the rankings look right now. Joshua Filler still leads both rankings and has, of course, already qualified for the Mosconi Cup. Ruslan Chinnikov, Fedorgos or Clancy Catchy could still qualify on the European ranking, leaving one more spot available on the combined ranking. If it is Joshua Filler who wins that European ranking, then the third place player on the combined rankings will also qualify. So effectively, Jeremy, anybody in the top 8 there on the combined rankings could still make Marcus Shamat's team, and then he's going to have a very difficult decision with picking 2 wildcards as well. Yeah,
it's not going to be easy, but like being in a nice restaurant with 4 or 5 desserts to choose from, they're all pretty sweet picks. Yeah.
Looking at that European team there, is there anybody who you'd quite like to see on the European team, or anybody you'd be particularly scared of seeing on that European team?
I'm not too worried. I mean, I expect them to play well. Like Johan and I always talk about, we worry about ourselves. Of course, when it comes to picking lineups, then you start to think about things and matchups that history might tell us give us some information about. But for the most part, no, I'm not too worried. I mean, Marcus has got his hands full, of course, but so do we.
One thing, of course, that we'll have to expect is that Europe will be hurt from losing that Mosconi Cup last year. They're going to be ready to fight this year.
Oh, for sure. And like I just mentioned, we had a meeting not long ago with the team, and we talked about the Mosconi a little bit. And even though we won last year, the world is probably still going to have Europe as a favorite, and maybe the bookmakers as well. I'm not sure, but so we're trying to keep the guys humble and know that we still need to improve and to try and win many Mosconi Cups here in the next several years.
Well, Jeremy, you said that it's all about yourselves and Team USA. You've got the final night of the Dream Challenge. You've got 3 more matches to win to take the trophy. How confident are you?
Well, we feel pretty good. We like our matchups in the doubles. I think we've gelled pretty well. A lot of times that's been our struggles in some of this team pool. And then again, of course, we've got SVB who's playing great. So I like our lineup. Of course, we're doing a little bit to try and get some information on some guys and see how they're going to perform. But yeah, I like our chances.
We know Shane Van Boning and Skylar Woodward are already on Team USA for November. We'll find out 2 more players next week, I believe. Have you already got an idea who that might be, or is it very much all to play for tonight?
Well, you know, there's definitely a player you can lean towards, and deservedly so. But nothing's set in stone just yet. We'll get some more information tonight again, and then we'll go back and look at, I think, some of last year's Mosconi Cup matches, and then again some of the Dream Challenge matches, because sometimes when you're in the heat of battle, you can't quite remember exactly everything that happened. So, but yeah, we've got a good idea, I think, but these guys are still battling.
Jeremy, thank you very much for your time. The Dream Challenge battle concludes tonight. The ABN Billiards Facebook page is where you want to be from 8 p.m. local time here in Moscow to see USA and Russia battle it out for the Dream Challenge. But for this Off the Rail, that's all for now. Goodbye.